This is the American Diesel dump truck, and you're watching Hashtag Truth with my man, Scott Larson. Let's get it, baby.
Watch it all fall down around you now. Was it ever really worth it? Having your kingdom crumble to the ground? Because you never had the courage. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hashtag Truth. You have to excuse me. I had to change rooms. We're having my daughter and my two grandkids are moving in with me, so we had to change rooms. I'm in a different room. As you can see, I'm using a green screen now instead of the original background that I usually use. Tonight we have the great Jake Jacobs, the sensational Jake Jacobs. So how you doing, man? It's been a while.
Scott, it's been a long time, dude. Yeah, I think we were talking a little bit before and catching up, and it's been 2 years since I've been on a Hashtag Truth episode, which is
Right.
it's insane. So
Right. The last time I talked to you, you were just getting out of the Tom Pritchard School wrestling there, seeing some great guys. I mean, you saw Sheamus, you saw. Tell us all about that, man. What was that experience like?
man, so Dr. Tom, Glenn Jacobs, they were also known as WWE Hall of Famer Kane. They have a school in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's a world renowned school. Actually, I'm fortunate enough to go there because there's so many people including myself, who refer to that as the best wrestling training school in the world.
Right.
So that's in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's JPWA. So shout out to them, Dr. Tom. They're just the absolute best person, and then the best trainer I could possibly ask for. He has different ways of teaching. He structures himself to teach people in all kinds of different ways. So, yep, I moved to Knoxville for about a year for that, man. And as you said, I was fortunate enough to step in the ring with some different people. As mentioned, Sheamus was someone that a lot of people noticed because of he was able to come before he made his return to SmackDown, and I was fortunate enough to step in the ring and share the ring with him and learn from him. And I was also able to be on the Celtic Warrior workout on his YouTube channel. So that was a huge opportunity. I was thrilled to be a part of that. But yeah, Sheamus was a good one. I was able to see World's Strongest Man Mark Henry there. Absolute beast. I don't think people actually grasp how massive a man he is, because for me, some of his most memorable stuff growing up, I feel like he was always in the ring with, like, sharing the ring with Big Show or Kali. They always like for the big guys to be around each other, and because
Right. Right.
you're talking about two guys that are 7 foot tall standing next to Mark Henry. Honestly, I didn't expect him to be as tall as he was. Like, I expected him to be wide, but yeah, Mark Henry I'm 6'3", and he was every bit of 6'3", 6'4", and he is literally two of me put together.
Wow.
A massive, massive, and he was legitimately at one point the world's strongest man. So uh, he told some incredible stories. Absolutely incredible human being. Both him and Sheamus, they were absolutely incredible. And to see
Now,
those
I'm
guys,
pretty sure they got in the ring and taught you a few things too, right?
oh yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, that would have been the full experience
Was
without
it
doing that.
painful?
I'll tell you what, man. Everybody's asked me since that video. If you actually watch the video, I took somehow I ended up getting bro kicked 3 times in the face, and
Oh,
man, those aren't fun. But
ouch.
at the same time, I'm never going to back down from a fight. So to be in the ring with someone like him, and he actually, it's humbling because you get put in the ring, you go in the ring with someone like that, and you think you're good.
Right.
It just shows you what the big leagues are. So that's the standard that gets set.
Right. We got a lot of people on here. Of course, you know Destiny. She's going to be on here sending love.
Hey,
Jamie
Dustin.
Booth said, "Can you ask questions?" Of course you can, Jenny. Jenny, ask any questions you want, and I will give them right here to him. Of course. That's what Hashtag Truth is all about. Please, please.
Come on.
Comments, questions, anything you want to do. Billy Jones says, Scott Calvert, this is what I was talking about. Okay, I got you. And Brian Sisk said, hello, Scott and JJ. You both are very welcome. So
What's
I'm
up, Brad?
going to ask you, because I don't think I've ever asked you, where did hashtag you're welcome or you're welcome come from? Because that's like one of your monikers now. I mean, every time, and my cat just took my green screen right out from behind me. See, that's how beautiful hashtag truth is. See, I only got a little spark right here, my green screen left. I'm just going to turn it off. Go
That's
ahead.
funny.
No, you're good. You're good.
So
Good. There you
you
go.
were
See,
asked.
this is my new room, but
I see.
and as you can see, it's got Jake Jacobs things behind it because this used to be Destiny's room.
She's
So
always
you
been
can
a great
see you can see
supporter.
your symbol back there.
Yep, I see it. Yep.
You can see right next to it is your picture with her signed
Yep.
that you gave her for her birthday. And
It's
things
crazy
like
because that picture there, yeah, I hand drew that one myself.
Yep,
I actually
you
have
did.
not done. I haven't done another one of those, so that's
That's
kind
an
of cool.
original.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, I wanted to be able to do something special. I've always been an artistic guy. I like doing that. I have a couple things I painted, and I didn't paint this one. That one came up from IKEA, but
That's great, though.
yeah, so I like doing that. But you were asking about the hashtag you're welcome.
Yes.
To be honest with you, man, it really was something
Keep
one of
talking.
my-
I got to grab my cat before he tears up my green screen. Keep talking, though.
You're good. You're good. Get that cat.
I just did the same thing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, I
Sorry.
just went down in a heap.
You
Everything
good, my man?
that happens on hashtag truth happens for a reason. All right, we're back.
It was just a quick double down, Bubba. You're good.
That's basically what it was. My cat took me out, jumped out from under the bed, went right to my feet, and took me out. All right.
man.
There we
All right,
go. I'm back.
We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, my goodness. Well, y'all just seen me take a bump.
That's great.
Tim Edlow comes on and said, hey, buddies, my wife and kids say hi, too.
Tim, what's going on?
Brad said, my favorite podcaster. This is my tag team partner in the E-Feds right here. Love them. Adam Jackson said he just bumped. Yes, Adam, I did better than you ever did. Ha! How do you like me now? So, hashtag you're welcome. You also do, you also had I'm better than you at one time.
So both of those, man, were really just spurts of the moment. When I first entered this business, when I made my debut, I really had no direction of where I wanted to go. There's a very few people, and most people know, you're so eager to get into the ring, man. Once you break in, it's just all that matters is when you step inside that ring. My first entrance I ever made, I don't remember anything. So
Right.
like I came out, I have videos of it, my first entrance I ever made, and that was with 3 Count Pro Wrestling. And man, coming out, I was wearing like a baseball cap, had a face mask on, I was wearing all black, I had like gloves on, I didn't know what I was doing.
Wow.
And so it was just so things have changed for the good. But
Right.
yeah, I think I came out, I had an ego to me, man. And I remember I just did a move that night. And after I did it, it was in a battle royal. And as I eliminated somebody from that first ever match, a crowd, the gentleman, the guy I threw over the top rope at the time, I forgot who was the gentleman, who was the guy that was in the ring with. That doesn't matter. I threw him over, and I guess the fans didn't like him so much. And
Right.
as soon as I threw him over the top rope, they went, "Thank you, thank you." And I looked at him and I went, "You're welcome." And it just stuck. And I had
There
a
you
couple
go.
people that night that just sort of came up to me and they were like, "Hey, you're welcome." And I used to do the whole like put my hand through my hair, flick it,
Right.
and I did
Right.
that. And that's where everybody's coming up to me, hand through the hair, and they were saying, "You're welcome." I was like, "Well, here we go. I'm going to stick to identity. You got to find identity in this business," and that was one
Right.
thing
Right.
right off the bat. And then the better than you, man, really. I had a music producer.
I
who
love the theme
asked.
song. I love
Yeah.
the theme song. The theme song just was brilliant.
Yep. So I have so many people asking me at some point, you got to bring that back, and we'll see. But I had a music producer who reached out to me, and I reached out to them and I was telling them like different things, sent them different clips of matches I had, whatever, what you know. And he was like, your arrogance, it seems like you're better than everybody. I was like, yeah. I mean, I was confident at the time, so that's what I did. And man,
Right.
he sent me that little clip, and then I had Miss Liz Riles, who is actually now the voice of his radio. She's
Nice.
actually the voice in that intro, man, and I ran into her, and I actually have I go back with her. I've known her. She's so great. She's been always great to me. And I asked her, I was like, "Would you mind doing a little snip for me?" And she was a great sport. I immediately went to her studio, hit a snip. I sent it to the music producer. We put it together, and there we go.
My wife said he is better than everybody.
Thank you, Connie.
I skipped a lot of people to put my wife on there, but you have to understand I have to live with her.
Priorities, right?
Priorities. Joey Godfrey says, Scott Larson, we offer training at HWA. Thank you. I showed you how to do a bump, Joey. What's up, Adam? Miss you in HWA. He's talking about when Adam Jackson said hi. Tim Enlow said, some jobber. I don't think he's talking about you. I don't know who he's talking about. I know you're not a jobber. That's for sure.
I was
Oh,
thinking maybe
so
he was mentioning the Battle Royal.
So I've got a big question for you because I saw you do a match live and I was so mad that you lost, but I was so happy that you were there. Please tell me about Ohio Valley Wrestling, man. Please tell me about that.
Yeah, so man, that moment there, man. So many people.
Oh,
reached
he was
out to
talking
me.
about the guy you threw was a jobber. You were talking about throwing
Yeah,
the guy over the rope. Okay, I
the
got
Battle
you.
Royal. Yeah.
I got you.
Man, I gotta say, Ohio Valley Wrestling, that was such a big moment for me. But I wanted to clarify something. I had so many people, and I actually haven't spoke up about this yet. The amount of people I had message me after and tell me that they were so upset that I wasn't victorious in my match. Yes, you were one of them, and there was such a big response in that I really, it was just so hard to even get to everybody. Um, I really, this is a great time for me to clarify that everybody sort of missed not necessarily the point of it, of how big of a moment that was for me.
No,
It
I
didn't.
understood that because I was
No, no,
like,
no. Yeah,
I looked at my wife and my wife was like, they should have let him win. And I'm like, do you realize he's at Ohio Valley? Do you know how many people saw him wrestle that night? That's amazing.
So that was incredible. That was, when I say that, is at the end of the day, man, it doesn't matter. It didn't matter to me. What mattered to me, man, is it made me feel so important to the point where I flew before for wrestling matches, but for me to be able to listen to these stories growing up, man, I remember before I broke in, there was a documentary I watched on John Cena, and he was
Yep.
coming in through the Ohio Valley system, him riding on the bus and stuff, and like showing him. Obviously, Ohio Valley Wrestling is very different from when he was there, but it's still it's Ohio Valley. When you walk into that building, they have pictures of all these superstars that came through their system, and man, the amount of WWE, Impact Wrestling, AEW talent that has came through there, it's incredible. I failed to mention New Japan because there was a whole bunch of guys there, and I guarantee you there was like 200 different superstars over since 2000, 2001, and man, all of them like were signed and everything, and that was just so cool to say. I am fortunate enough to be able to share that same ring that all those legends were able to. There's so much successful people. So for me, man, that day I'll take you through it is this is where people don't understand. Everybody just sees the glamour side of everything, man.
Right.
So as a professional wrestler, as I've been fortunate. Before I got sick, I had a very busy schedule. I actually had a schedule booked out almost 6 months in advance.
Right.
So that consists of every single Saturday, some Sundays and Fridays, and maybe get some Thursdays in there. But with that being said, as a professional wrestler on the independent scene, if you're not signed to a contract, guys, you're simply not gonna. It's very hard to make a living off of that.
Right.
So for me, for an example, I do have a regular job like everybody else. I have to wake up and I have to go have certain tasks I got to do in order to pay for my bills, and then wrestling sort of is just I'm chasing a dream. So in order to chase a dream, you got to have that grind, and that's kind of what I do. So what people don't understand is that morning, in order for me to get off of work, in order to go do that, I had to go into work extra early that morning, like 3 a.m.
Wow.
And had to go in at 3 a.m., do my whole shift that I normally do. When I say shift, I just had task I have to do. But I went and did my task from 3 to 10. I had to catch a flight at 10:30 at Greenville Spartanburg Airport, and then from there at 10:30 flew to Atlanta. Then from Atlanta to Louisville, and then as soon as I landed there, I had to book it from the airport straight to the venue because I had like less than 30 minutes from the time I landed for call time there to get prepped for what I'm doing that night. So,
Wow.
yeah, and fortunately, man, I guess the management for Ohio Valley was super. They were just great they were great to me. The hospitality I received was incredible from the fan base there. And I was fortunate enough, man. There's a lot of guys in that locker room, and there's a lot of people looking for TV time.
Right.
And I guess it's my first time being there, man. And I don't know if it was
I knew you were excited because you had put like 5 or 6 posts that day up on Facebook with pictures. You had a video, you had all kinds of things up, man. And you were like, this is the time I'm going to be on. And this, man, as soon as I saw the time and click on this and you can watch it, I was right there, man. I was like, yes, okay, here we go.
So incredible story is I had no idea I was going to be on TV that night. I knew I was going there for an opportunity to wrestle for Ohio Valley Wrestling. I knew I was wrestling. I didn't know at what time. In wrestling, we have dark matches, which are matches before TV. And to be honest with you, 90% of the people who go on Ohio Valley Wrestling before they make their actual debut, they're going to wrestle in a dark match because they want to see what you got. They want to see how you interact with the crowd, how you present yourself. Sometimes promoters will actually do that, put you in a dark match just to see if you remain professional as you walked in, because obviously you're going to be professional. You walk in because you're wanting to leave a good impression, and you're going to want to you want a spot. So you're going to be as nice as you are. So maybe if they ruffle your feathers a little bit, they want to see if you're still that same kind of a guy. Fortunately for me, man, I don't know if it was, like I said, if I left a good impression, if they seen the miles I traveled in order to be there. I'm not sure of what exactly it was. But there's a lot of sensational talent in that locker room. And I was just fortunate enough that night to get to wrestle on live television, which is
great.
It's incredible. Yeah, to be able to do that, it was already enough.
So tell me about the butterflies. You're sitting right there, right behind the curtain, ready to come out. Your music hits. Tell me what you were feeling right then and there.
I mean, genuinely, the only thing I could feel is just how absolutely lucky I am to be doing what I'm doing. Right. Man, I was emotional when I made my debut back in 2017, right. And that I was more focused walking out to the curtain, and I was just focused. I was lasered in that whole time. But once I came back through the curtain, you have Al Snow there shaking my hand. Great job. You have all these different producers there. Everybody in the back was super supportive. They were just impressed on. I guess they're impressed from what I did that night. And once that happened, and I walk upstairs to my locker room and where I changed and everything, that's where the emotions started hitting. I realized that, it was in that moment right there where it was my first, like, I've had a couple of these moments, but this is definitely one of them where it's just like, you know what? If something happens to me to where I'm not able to continue this dream, whether it's an injury, sickness, whatever, I am okay because I've reached one of my goal points. So I've had a few moments. I've had actually probably 3 moments of that where, in this business, when you go through stuff, you have to find those little nuggets, and man, that was one of them. That was great. And it's funny, you mentioned that post I made where I said I was going live. I actually found out that I was going to be on TV probably less than 2 minutes from when I posted that. So
wow.
That's when as soon as I knew that, I knew I had multiple people blowing me up where I was going, asking all this, and I was like, this is it. I have so many people that want to see me, family members and stuff.
You put that up, and our family was one of them that clicked on it without a doubt, man. As soon as we saw that, we know what we're doing at that time. Click.
It was great.
Oh, I love it. So I'm going to take you back a little ways. back to when, you know, not, I won't say the beginning of your wrestling career, but back to when you started doing things with Austin Jordan. You were doing some promos with Austin Jordan, and you guys were having a good time. Austin, unfortunately, got an injury. He's come back from that injury. Is there any way you guys were talking about becoming a tag team at one time? Still interested in doing that somewhere, someplace?
So it has been talked about.
Okay.
Austin Jordan and myself, man, we when I first came in, he was actually as soon as I broke in to start training is when Austin Jordan actually made his debut. Austin Jordan debuted as a referee, and I was actually a security guard that night watching that.
Okay.
So that's how weird everything is, man. So, but yeah, me and Austin go way back into this business from when we both first started, and man, yeah, we did these little promo videos, the little vignettes you're talking about, and they have great hits. Like we got
Oh,
great
they were
views. Like
spectacular, man.
everybody absolutely loved them. And we've always talked about maybe doing some more. It's just both of us have such a busy schedule, as you've seen. Congratulations, Austin Jordan, on getting engaged recently.
Yes.
And man, it's really one of those. It's just finding the time to do these things because if we're gonna do it, I feel like both of us have such a we pay attention to detail and we want to do things right. And
Right.
it's just a matter of finding that time in order to do it. But yeah, I get asked all the time if we're going to do more, and then I get asked about the tag team. The tag team's been mentioned. I think it's really right. Right. I feel like with him just now returning, I feel like he has maybe some unfinished business on his standpoint from things
Right.
that's going on at 3 Count Pro Wrestling. But who knows if there's another promotion who is maybe interested in that. It wouldn't take a lot of convincing for me because I've never even been in the ring with the guy since other than training, I've never wrestled a match against him.
Oh man, we got to
And
see that. We got to make that happen.
so,
We're big HWA fans, and
mhm.
the Brian said it's about time for us to put one of our new shiny belts in HWA around JJ's waist. So hey, anytime you want to come back to HWA, we'll be more than happy to have you. Tim wants to know, so does your coworkers mark out when they get that they get to work with you? has any coworkers ever walked up to you, talk to them about being a wrestler? And
100%. It's funny, man. I try to keep my personal life with my personal life and my wrestling life with my wrestling life. So
right,
my personal life, man, it's so funny because my job really does not require me to work out in the public so much, and I did that on purpose. I'm able to do a lot of stuff from an office space, and I do that solely for the simple fact of when I do rarely have to go in public, especially around where I live. It's I'm so grateful for it that I'm able to get recognized, whether it's by little kids or just people, and that's really cool. But as a professional standpoint, it's really hard to interact with my coworkers, especially if I'm walking around with somebody. But yeah, it's funny you say that. Is because they found out about this about 6 months ago when they were going. We had a meeting in downtown Greenville, South Carolina, and we
right.
had a meeting down there, and we were walking. And as we were walking to the restaurant, my picture was right in the middle of a wrestling poster, and they see me,
Oh no.
and my cover was blown. And now ever since
Yeah.
then, yeah, they know.
Hey,
But
hey, wait a minute. I've seen you before. I've seen you. What? You're on that poster over there.
oh man, yeah, it was something else, but yeah, they've been my work super supportive. Everybody I sort of run into, and uh, yeah, it's weird. It's the
It's
first
got
question
to
I
be
always get from
humbling. It's
people.
got to be really humbling.
Oh, it's the best. Yeah, I don't see how. I mean, I guess I get when you get to a certain exposure where you're getting heckled a lot, maybe I could see
Right.
where people can get annoyed, but at the same time, I'm at nowhere close to that level. If a little kid is at all
Right.
willing to take, or anybody is willing to take time out of their day to come say hello to me, I am absolutely always going to talk to them.
That's
So,
great. That's great.
yeah,
Gosh, look. Look at all the pictures and posters and stuff you've done with my daughter. Good gosh. Yeah, I
that
know you love your fans. I know you
it's
do.
it's literally what keeps me going. I know some people will just. I feel like that's such a cliche answer. Like a lot of people just say that, but dude, man, when I say like I was once that kid, I was once that
Right.
teenager. I'm still a fan, and I know how I'd react to some if I seen some certain people, and I would react that way. So it's just all I'm doing is returning the favor. Like, that's just it.
Right. Chris Thunder Anderson, one half of the HWA Tag Team Champions, said getting noticed is cool.
Yep.
Of course. Yeah. It's always so you went to Ohio Valley. What you been doing since, man? Have you been doing local shows? I mean, have you been traveling around? What you been doing since Ohio Valley?
Yeah. So, a little bit of both. As I mentioned, I live in the upstate of South Carolina. This is my home. I moved away a couple times, and I keep ending up back here. So this is I think this is it. The only other place I could see me moving, and the wrestling people won't like this, but I do love Florida a lot, and I could eventually maybe see me go down there at some point. But right now, this is home. Because of that, I have so many, whether it's coworkers, friends, family, or this is where I feel like the center of my fan base that really interacts with me is around the Carolinas, Georgia. So at least once a month, I always try to wrestle around this area to where it's like a 50-mile radius where everybody, or sometimes it has to be a 100-mile radius where people can drive and see me. So I almost always guarantee to lock in at least one date a month around here, whether it's usually in South Carolina. But other than that, yeah, I mean, I wrestle. It just really depends. Since I had to cancel quite a few dates once I got sick, and obviously when you cancel something, they have to find some replacements for you, and a lot of times those just come really quick. So we're trying to build that schedule back up. But man, I'm really trying to get more out. Like I've been fortunate enough to wrestle in many different states, and I'm just really trying to get back to that. Is wrestle close to home, at least once a month, and then from there, I can, if it's just wrestling a Saturday and taking away one of those Friday or Sundays in order to accommodate for traveling, that's sort of what I'm doing. So I have a few promotions in Louisiana, Texas. I have a couple that are out on the outskirts of Las Vegas. I want to have to find an excuse to go to Las Vegas. I don't care what it's for. I want to go out there. I've never been to Vegas, so I actually did that myself. I actually reached out to a promotion, and they seemed very interested in me. And it's just a matter of finding that time. So yeah, man, my goal though is to just get out, go to places where nobody's ever heard of me. And then if I can get the same reaction I do here in front of a brand new audience, I know I'm doing something right.
There you go. Well, we're going to do a commercial break real quick. I can speak English. It is my first language. We're going to do a commercial break real quick, and then we're going to come back. And I've got a question about an old rivalry you used to have, and I want to see if it has a chance of being renewed. We'll be right back after this short break from King Enterprises.
King Enterprises. Badasses selling badass merchandise. Unlike others, we have cool logos and quality products. You know you love the bad guys, and we're the coolest bad guys in the Southeast. If the Asian sensation says it, then you know it's not just true, it's damn true. We have the Syrian Sheik and the Man on Fire, Fuego Calderon, as well as the man who is too cold to hold, the Freak Daddy, AJ Frost. And let's not forget the Young Wolf, JC Wolf, and his tag team partner, the Singapore Assassin himself, Zay Vega. You know the Asian sensation loves the ladies, so he made sure that there are things for you too. Leggings, totes, tees, and tanks designed for women. Find everything you need at our online store, kingenterprises.store.
All right, King Enterprise is a proud sponsor of Hashtag Truth. Thank you, guys. So it's been a little while, but I remember there was a time when you guys did some great promos, and you guys went from being best of friends to the worst of enemies. You know who I'm talking about now because you're smiling. When are we going to see another big fight between you and PJ Ellis?
That's sort of open-ended there. Yeah, you're right, man. People ask me a lot, what's your favorite match, and who what's the best way to put this is handedly PJ Ellis have the best chemistry with in the ring. mainly because he's the guy I grew up with him. Man, before we even started training together, which we did, we completely broke into this business together. We had our debut match at a Battle Royal that night.
And that was funny because at that time you were friends, and then I think he kicked you in the face, or you kicked him in the face accidentally, and then it just went haywire from there.
Right? Yeah, there was I still stand by it was on purpose. He said it wasn't, but that was, man, 4 years ago. But it just I we go back and forth about it, man. But it's one of those things that basically boils down is growing up. He's the one that got me into wrestling. Before we even started training, we were already learning how to take bumps on the couch, sometimes on the floor. We were going to the trampoline, and we would do all kinds of stuff like that. And once we actually were able to get inside the ring, we've worked different regular jobs, 2 or 3 different regular jobs together. I grew up with him. I knew him since, I was in like the 4th grade. So he's just, yeah, that was it. That's why I have such good chemistry with him. But to
I
answer your
remember
question,
you guys did some real promos about hating each other and getting it under each other's skin. And I wasn't there for the battle that night, but I heard it was pretty intense.
people would say it's the match of both of our careers. Man, we gave everything we had. We were throwing some haymakers at each other, and I don't know what it is, man. When you get in the ring, and especially
You
at
guys are
that,
both big guys. I mean, you're like 6 foot something, 200 something pounds, and he is too. I mean, that was
so that's what's funny is a lot of times because we grew up, we were always either matches together or we were tag team for a short time in like Georgia area and stuff. And that's what's funny is you look at us on video. PJ's huge. PJ is
he's a
six
big
foot
guy.
6, 300 pounds, and I am 6'3", 250 pounds. So it's like it's crazy because I get overlooked and a lot of people would come up to me, they didn't realize how big I actually was, and I was like, because I'm standing next to a giant. But
Right.
man, it's when you get in the ring with someone like that, when you have that much chemistry with, when you have this history, when you're throwing blows, man, yeah, I mean they're coming a lot faster and a lot harder because I mean we just know where each other's going to be. So it's just
Right.
that chemistry between both of us is just it's always been spot on. And I have a feeling at some point in the future we'll share the ring again, and when we do,
Right.
I just hope it's in the main event.
Right. I know. You talk very well of 3 Count Pro Wrestling. I know that at one time it probably still is considered home. I still see you're fighting there.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about 3 Count and your relationship with them.
Man, I don't think people give enough credit to what they do and the production level. It really is a 3 Count was the one. They're the company, the promotion that gave me my chance to start off. I really didn't know where to start off in wrestling. 3 Count had their first local show in Piggin, South Carolina. I was just not even a wrestler at that point. I was just a kid looking for an opportunity just to get in the ring, and
Right.
they were so welcoming for me to be able to come in. And we can mention them all they want, but Tim, Ace, Josh, they man, those guys there, they have been super super supportive. They have been they were great mentors coming into this business. I know I say I'm trained by Dr. Tom. Those guys taught me my initial, so I still have them listed when I send off resumes, and they are just they taught me some invaluable lessons that I still use to this day. So that's why I am so loyal to 3 Count Pro Wrestling. They've always they treat me good, and yeah, I mean I just can't speak highly enough
I've got
about
to
them.
ask you this question though. I've got to ask you this question though, because
Okay.
3 Count Pro Wrestling loves to do promos, man. They are promo based, and I love that about 3 Count. And you've been in many of them. What was your favorite promo looking back right now at 3 Count? Because I can remember
Man,
quite a few.
I see the ones when it comes off the top of my head, my favorite, my absolute probably favorite one is the one I cut on PJ Ellis, and it was when I was standing downtown Greenville. It was leading up to our match for the Next Level Championship. That was probably my favorite because I feel like I hit every single mark that needed to be hit. I needed to tell exactly the backstory of and why people needed to pay a ticket to come see us. I knew this was going to be a huge blow-off match. I knew we were going to bring everything at each other because there was some, there was some very serious tension coming into that match. So,
oh yeah, very. It was some of the best promos I'd ever seen. It looked like you two truly, and I mean truly, hated each other, and I was told that the match was just as good, if not better. So. I wasn't there that night. I wanted to be. I wanted to be so bad, but unfortunately, with my illness, I got sick and couldn't show up. But man, I'm telling you, I was so sad, and I got to see part of it on video, and it was like, man, I wanted so bad to be there, but it is amazing. I got to get to some of these. These people are blowing us up over here.
Go ahead,
Tim, when you were talking about Vegas, he'll say, we'll go to Vegas with you. We'll be your +4. He wants the whole family, not just him, the whole family.
+4.
Jordan Payne from No Pain, No Gain Wrestling Podcast said Jake Jacobs is awesome. You're welcome.
What's up, Jordan? It's good to see you.
Billy Jones said the Battle and Pick in South Carolina are the best ones where Jake Jacobs ran away from PJ Ellis for the benefit for the coach. You ran away from PJ Ellis?
That was 3 years ago. My memory's not too good up to that point.
Oh,
so
I like that. Good answer. Good answer. Oh, here's a guy right here. Chase Emery said 3 Count is an awesome promotion with great people. Have you ever been in the ring with the Blue Chipper?
I have. Yes, one time.
Okay, so tell me about it.
I wrestled against Chase Emery, man. Battle Zone Wrestling. That was near, was it Greenwood, South Carolina? We wrestled there, and I was actually in a gauntlet match that night, and I was in I wrestled 3 opponents that night. I'm trying to remember who the first one is, but I just remember the second one was Cruiser Lewis, and man, Cruiser ain't no joke, and
No,
I
he's not.
I somehow came
Wily
victorious out of
veteran.
that one. Yeah,
Wily veteran.
man, it's like he moves so slow, like he does. He genuinely he will even vouch for this. He moves so slow, but he's so crafty. He does like little things where you think you're outsmarting him, and you think you're 2 steps ahead, and I mean, when I say that is you might just run at him, he might throw some in your eyes, and the ref don't see it, and then you're gone. But but no, somehow I was fortunate enough, man, to get past Cruiser that night, and I actually thought I won the thing, and then here comes Chase Emery as the final man in that gauntlet, and we went probably 30 minutes that night. I know Chase is a super talented amateur background, and super big talented amateur background, and man, with my training with Dr. Tom, I know how to grapple, and I know how to train around, and man, I'm really good at it. So I wanted to test it with him. And I tell you what, man, that is some of the best back and forth stuff I have been able to compete with. Chase has a super bright future. And Chase, you got to remind me, I forgot who came victorious that night, but I think he knows. But that's it was a good one, man. That was a hard fought one. The people who paid their money to come see us that night, I promise you, just in that final main event alone, they got their money's worth because that was an incredible match.
Brian Sis said Chase is a great wrestler. Always an honor to get to see him perform at HWA. I missed the question up here. I got to find it. We talked about this before the show too, but Jenny wants to know how you feel about wrestlers getting paid for benefit shows. What's your take on wrestlers being paid for benefit shows?
Okay, so I'll just answer this pretty simple. Wrestling a benefit show. I'm just going to tell it from a wrestler standpoint. When you're approached about wrestling for a benefit show, the promoter who is putting on the show is usually the one that will reach out to you about it. Right. Simply being said is the promoter will flat out usually ask or tell you what the amount is that they are able to give you to perform at this benefit show. And it's every benefit show I've ever done it's 100% your choice to whatever they're willing to pay. You're more than welcome to it. If you don't take it, it'll just go straight toward the benefit. Right. So this is what some people have to understand is there is some we don't know what everybody's going through. So
Right.
there could definitely be some people, man, who absolutely, whether it's $20, $40, $80 that's getting paid for that wrestler, whether they take it or not, it is absolutely their choice. And every promoter I've talked to, it's always, you can take it, no questions asked. You're bringing in revenue just by being there because people want to see you. So when that standpoint is, as long as you did not say that you were going to donate your money and then take it and change up, that's maybe where I have a problem with it. But other than that, I feel like I have a very strong philosophy that if you are going to any type of a show, unless you have been told otherwise, unless you've absolutely said you're going to be donating your half, really every wrestler should expect to pay off, whether it's at least for gas, whatever. Because 9 times out of 10, that is what a lot of wrestlers get paid, is just gas money to get there and back. So at least that's pretty much what it boils down to. And so I don't have a problem with people taking envelopes on benefit shows. It's just, I guess people always have different emotions. That's my take on it, though.
Right. I got you. It
Yeah.
makes sense. And everybody has their own opinion, and there's nothing wrong with everybody's opinion. I have a slightly different opinion, but it's okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
we're not going to get back into my little rant, not during this show, but we all saw it, but it's all good. Tim said, as a photographer for a benefit show, I feel honored to take part in what's going to be a great night. Everybody does. I'll have to say, man, being a part of a benefit show, I was a part. I walked out as a manager at the benefit show the other night, and the whole was fantastic. I mean, everybody. And why did my camera flicker? Are you still there, sir?
I'm here. Yeah, it's buffing a little bit for me.
I don't know. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You went black. Oh, now you went sideways. This again, it's hashtag truth. If it didn't do this, we wouldn't be here, right?
Yeah.
It's always fun, man. How did you feel? Destiny wants to know, how did you feel about your debut at EWF/HWA?
Oh man, my debut match. So when HWA was in Forest City, North Carolina, it's actually one of the matches I remember more than anything, because it was my first time wrestling a veteran, and that match was Cruiser Lewis. So it's really funny on that aspect because everybody was telling me all night, because I was so new. Everybody was telling me, "Oh, you better watch out for Cruiser. Cruiser doesn't like rookies.
Cruiser's gonna kill you, man."
Cruiser does not like rookies. You better."
Right.
And Cruiser wouldn't talk to me the whole night. Like, I was trying to go up, maybe talk to him a little bit, see if I can sort of be on his good side, because we're about to go in there, try to get something. And brother wouldn't talk to me. Brother, if I came up to him, he'd sort of, and yeah. Oh, Cruiser, man. But it was fun. I'm trying to remember the exact details. All I just remember is I got beat up pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it. But yeah, I missed that armory. I had some great memories there in Forest City.
Right. Well, it was fun to be there. Jake Jacobs, have you ever wanted to face Austin Jordan in a match? That would be a great. I think we talked about that earlier. Jordan's just coming in, but
yes, Jordan, I absolutely would. I think that's for any promotion out there. I'm being so serious. If I know Austin's a big superstar and everything too, so but yeah, I mean, I think that investment would go a long ways. I think a lot of tickets can be sold there. I think a lot of people want to see that match. So hopefully, if contracts get signed at some point to make that happen, I just hope it's at the right place, and I'll make sure it's at the right place, because that it deserves a very nice venue with a lot of seating, because I know a lot of people want to see that.
Oh, without a doubt. Destiny asked, do you prefer being heel or baby?
I don't have a preference. I really don't. It was funny when my first year and a half breaking in, I was a heel. That's just all I knew. And then the rest of my tenure, I've been a face. And I will say it is fun. I'm able to interact both ways, but in order for the big awesome thing about being a face and people actually liking you is seeing the kids, man, the little kids who come up to you and they look at me Like, some people look at superheroes in a Marvel comic.
I
And
remember going to a 3-count show not too long ago, and you were at that show and you fought before the intermission. As a matter of fact, you were the match just prior to intermission, and you came out, your baby, you came out, and the line to get to you was tremendous. I mean, there was kids, you were kneeling down, taking pictures with kids, signing off. It was amazing. It was great. I mean, Big Country was sitting next to you at his table, and he's looking over like, and the line went in front of his table. It was like, it was great. It was
Country always has an incredible line. But yeah, I mean, I remember I've had nights like that, and I've had people who's told me, and this is where I'm grateful, is when they come up to me, they're like, I just waited 40 minutes to get through your line in order to come talk to you. And they're willing to wait. It's because I make that time worth it. Like, if you see, when you mentioned I get on a knee, I take pictures, and it always bothers me, or it shocks me when people come and ask how much it is to take a picture and stuff. And, or if they can't buy a piece of merchandise, they think I'm going to charge them to sign something. Man, I mean, it's okay. Some people have preferences. It's okay if some people do that. But from my standpoint, you coming up and giving your time to me, I'm going to return that favor. So I am 100% every single person.
This wall is proof of that, folks.
Yeah. Any person who is willing to take their time out of their day to approach me, I'm going to make sure I take my time and talk to you. I'm willing to listen, and I will listen to everything. And I like to I like to know people's name who comes up to me. I like to talk to them, and that in order for me, I remember my favorite superstars growing up are the ones that would give me the time of day, and for me to return that. And I just know how to do that, man. And it's just, I feel like I owe that to everybody, because what they don't understand is them coming to these shows, man, they're helping me fulfill my dream. So I just got to return that favor.
How does it feel when you look out into the audience and you see 10, 15, 20, 30 Jake Jacobs shirts?
Speechless. I mean, that's literally it. It blows my mind that people want to. It was really weird at first seeing just any sort of T-shirt or hat or anything that actually had my name just on it, and people wear it in public all the time. That was really weird at first to comprehend. But now it is so cool. And when I go through the crowd, if I don't fist bump everybody, I will always make sure, if I see a piece of merchandise, if it's a hat, I always tap the hat. If I see somebody with anything, I always make sure fist bump, high five. If I can't get to everybody, I'm sorry, but I always make sure it's a priority to get to those people, because at the end of the day, they're my biggest supporters. So, dude, yeah, it's crazy.
Dusty said, you'll always see a lot of JJ merch on me, and that is the truth.
Yeah. Always a big supporter.
Michael Elliott said you have a big match November 13th versus Crucifix for the Patriotic Wrestling Federation heavyweight title in Clover, South Carolina. Also appear in the Rock and Roll Express, Jimmy Valiant, Baby Doll, and Tommy Young. I have seen the poster for that. That looks like a good show.
Man, that is a stacked card. PWF, man, that's another promotion I just can't speak more highly about, man. It is crazy. We've been fortunate, and I've been fortunate because I guess I have taken the opportunity to be the face of them for PWF, because in my first debut match, I was actually able to get a title opportunity. And that night, man, the odds were in my favor, because I was able to come away victorious and become the new PWF heavyweight champion. And man, unfortunately, as soon as I got that, that's when I did get sick. But man, both of those crowds, they have been electric. The last crowd, they actually had to start turning people away because they were sold out. And then before that, we were at a high school gym, man, and having both bleachers absolutely filled up, ringside sold out around and walking. I mean, they are doing some special things. And I tell you what, if you wait last minute and try to buy tickets at that Clover High School show, you probably won't get tickets. So it's best you go and buy them early, man.
Yeah, go get them now.
There's some special things.
Adam Jackson said, evil knows evil. Don't deny it, Jacobs. Come to the dark side, brother. Come to the dark side. James Overman said, hi, Scott and Mr. Jake Jacobs. James Overman of Uprise Pro Wrestling.
What's up?
Jordan Payne said, "What's the best stipulation match you've ever been a part of?"
I think I've actually only been in one stipulation match in my career, and that was in a no disqualification match. And actually, in that match was with 3 Count Pro Wrestling, and I wrestled Jacob Armachain, and that was actually the night his whatever we call him, a henchman, bodyguard, the guy that wins all of his matches for him.
He just straight out said the guy that wins all of his matches for him. Okay.
He decided to come out from the shadows that night. That was when he made his debut, and I was trying to superplex Mr. Armachain from the top rope, and next thing I know, I'm getting cradled from behind, from the back, where I'm getting power bombed through a table. So, yeah, that's how I lost my next level championship, and which is funny. Maybe I should go on record. I never did get my rematch for that one, but you know, who knows? Maybe this might go to the right person at some point.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure somebody from 3 Count will be watching this. I mean, somebody's going to tell them that we talked about them. So, yeah. Where is his rematch?
I don't know.
Jordan Payne said you should be U.S. Battle Zone champion. You got robbed.
Robbed is not the word, Jordan. Scott, you were not there that night, so I can just run you through it a little bit, man. Basically, I knew exactly what I was walking into that night. Come on, we got Zuka King. I've watched numerous matches on
I'm
him.
pretty sure Perry James wasn't too far behind him.
So, yes. So, I watched Zuka King. I knew all of his tactics, and I would say so I thought. But, man, we had it was a grueling match. I mean, right off the bat, heck, I didn't even get my intro to get announced before Zuka comes and blindsides me, and somehow the ref go ahead and rings the bell. But who cares, man? I was able to make it through it after, Perry also gave a few cheap shots for me. But, man, I'll tell you right there at the end, man, I hit that spear right on Zook, and that should have been it. 1, 2, Perry James pulls my legs out. And, man, I'm sitting there. I look him face to face. Ref throws him out. I'm like, this is it. No more Perry James. Me and Zook, my odds are 100% in my favor. Sure enough, slide back in that ring. Zook tries to throw one, duck, spear. 1, 2, and what do you know? Ken Magnum walks out.
Oh,
and man. I mean, listen, I knew every single thing that was coming at me from on Zook.
They just kept stacking the odds, didn't they? Just kept stacking the odds.
I was prepared. I was 100% prepared. And listen, I give credit to Zook because Zook, he does, he thinks of every possible scenario. So maybe that was up his sleeve. I don't know. Or maybe it was just Ken looking for a fight. But that's exactly what Ken got because if you're not familiar, Ken wrestled for the 3 Count Heavyweight championship that night against Big Country. And let's just say I made sure I brought some popcorn and water ringside, and I made sure Ken didn't walk out of there without drinking some water before Country finished him off. So
there you go. I love it. Giving us something to invest in. I love it. Brian said, if given the opportunity, which would you prefer, WWE or AEW?
I'll answer this as truthfully as I can. It's really which opportunity comes first for me. I really, at this point, I do not have a preference. When I first broke into this business, I was a straight WWE guy. That was really before AEW even broke into what it is or even made its debut. But growing up, I was such a WWE. Man, I got to say, I love the product on both sides. I know some people aren't, don't get satisfied by their needs on both sides. And that's just the way it happened. That's just the way things work. No matter, I know how pro wrestling fans are. I'm a pro wrestling fan. We're never satisfied enough. There's never enough. So with that being said, I am ultimately, man, a dream of mine is, I've always wanted to go to NXT, but then I also have all these guys from JPWA with Dr. Tom, guys like the Mother Lover, Jake Tucker, Dylan McQueen, Kinsey Page, and then the Pit Bull is now on NXT. She is a rising NXT. I feel like she'll be the NXT champion here soon. These are all guys and girls I graduated with from JPWA or went to that school and participated with them. And I've seen them all over AEW, WWE, and it's just the success they've had. and it's just a matter of time, man. And whoever comes knocking on my door, emails me or calls me, man, that's who's going to get them, because whether whoever it is, or it can even be Impact Wrestling or New Japan, whoever is willing to take a risk on me, they're going to get my
100% full attention,
everything.
right?
Yeah, they're getting everything from me, so that's just what I'm waiting on.
Destiny said, talking about that table you got smashed through, she has a chip of that table.
That's sick. I signed that, I think, too. I think she actually. Yeah, that's crazy.
She grabbed the chip of that table and she still got it. So
that's cool. That's cool.
So is that a shot to AEW, Griff and Marcus? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Did I throw a shot at him?
I don't know. It didn't sound like it.
Yeah. No.
All right, man. We are at that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Griff and Marcus are great. I was able to share I was able to share a locker room with them at the previous show at PWF, and man, they were phenomenal. Both those guys. I actually watched Marcus versus Chase Emery, and dude, if I could say what a 5-star match is, that's exactly what it was. Those are two insane competitors, and I wish I was maybe throwing the mix, make that a triple threat, but unfortunately I wasn't able to compete. But man. Yeah, definitely no shots fired at them. Those guys are incredible, and they treated me well, too.
Without a doubt, man. So we're at the point in the interview where you're going to tell us where you're going to be at in the near future. We already know you got an upcoming championship match with Crucifix. So where else you going to be?
So, man, right now, PWF on November 13th, that is the one that's you mentioned. I'll be wrestling Crucifix for that heavyweight championship, my heavyweight championship. But up to that point, man, I will be at 3 Count Pro Wrestling. I was going to see where my calendar is. That's one I know off the top of my head. Where is that coming up? That is coming up Country Center Clash. I believe it's the second week of December. I don't know the date right off the top of my head. And then I have a couple that are pending. So I have through the month of November, I have 3 dates that are pending. They're not set in stone. It's a matter of getting travel and seeing if I'm available. Also, I have a girlfriend who want some of my time too, so I got to be able to spare everything. But
I know how that feels.
those are set in stone right now. If I can get the travel and hotels are absolutely insane to find right now, so I've had to cancel a couple just for hotel accommodations. So it's just a matter of situational. So right now those are set in stone, those are in place, and I'm also want to make sure I can perform fulfill my commitment and perform to the best of my ability. So it's good to space them out right now after overcoming the sickness. So,
Jonathan Darwin said, great interview tonight, Scott. See you next week. I will be having him on next week, Monday, I believe. Jordan Payne said, thank you, Jake, for being awesome.
You're welcome.
December 11th.
This is why we have Jordan. Appreciate you, my man.
That's it. Yeah, because if you give her your time, then she might take your title. Oh, dang, you talking about your girlfriend. Okay, I got you, without a doubt. Well, man, it has been a pleasure having you on, Jake. Catching up with you, man. You're always welcome back on #Truth. As a matter of fact, you're one away from being in the 5-time club. This was actually your 4th time. One time you came on as part of another show. So you
Scott, I did want to just take a quick second and say this. Okay. When you reach out to me and you ever mention about me having on this, and I say I want to take, time to be able to out of my time to be able to do this, and I say I want to do it, I absolutely mean it. I've said this before, but it's just been a long time. I want to say I'm sure I'm speaking on a lot of people. Thank you for what you do. You take time out of your day, and you give a platform, especially to the Carolinas, and you rotate in different cities, but the Carolinas I feel like is where you get your biggest audience, and you allow us to have a platform for. I wouldn't be able to speak in front of an audience. I wouldn't even know how to do this unless I just go on Facebook Live, which I wouldn't have someone to narrate me through something. So the platform you give us and allow the audience to, I meant it. I want to do it, and anytime you want me, just ask me.
Dude, I appreciate that. We're always your number. As my wife told you before we got on live on the air, we are your #1 fan family, without a doubt. And we try to be wherever you're at whenever we can. And it's been a pleasure, man. So I'm going to end it like this, guys. Jake Jacobs, He's going to be at a place near you. You don't want to miss it. Grab tickets quick. And by the way, you're welcome. Thanks a lot, Jake.
See you guys.